Would you ever get bottom surgery, or are you aware it's basically a scam? How did you come to accept that you're a female and a trans man? Do you struggle with certain hormone imbalances conditions? My answer is... Today I'm going to answer your questions. Why do you think trans activists are so horrible to detrans people? Detransitioners are people who regret going through a medical gender transition. There are people who thought they were transsexuals, had gender dysphoria, but most of them deal with other mental health issues instead. Trans activists see detransitioners as a threat because detransitioners' existence debunks the entire trans ideology. Detransitioners' existence is the outcome of trans ideology. The outcome of anyone who claims to be trans is really trans, and being trans is not something you can prove. There shouldn't be any guidelines, any gatekeeping when applying for the medical transition. Anyone who wants to go through the transition should just go through it. Now we're seeing a huge rise in detransitioners who have to live with the consequences, the side effects, the overall effects the transition gave them. Detransitioners coming out and sharing their stories proves that we need gatekeeping. We need doctors to do their jobs. We need them to do thorough assessments before changing an individual's life forever. This huge rise in detransitioners is heartbreaking. The rise in young girls without their breasts are gonna have to live with a deep voice, infertility for the rest of their lives, is simply unacceptable. Would you ever get bottom surgery, or are you aware it's basically a scam? No to the first part and yes to the second part. I will never get bottom surgery. The female to male bottom surgery is extremely risky, complicated. I don't want to risk destroying my genitals, destroying my sexual function to pee. And most importantly, I don't want to risk my own life just to get something that will never be the same as a real penis. I would much rather work with what I got, try to be comfortable in my own skin with my genitals as much as possible. My genitals do make me feel dysphoric at times, but again, I would much rather feel a bit dysphoric 2% of the time than destroying my body. And no, I did not destroy my body when removing my breasts. My chest is fine, physically and mentally. It made me feel great and normal, better, whatever. And no, testosterone did not destroy my body. Who's one of your famous crushes? Tom Ellis. Oh my god, he is so dreamy. He's the only reason I watched Lucifer. It's such a horrible show, but he's so hot. And I like his age too. A non-political question, what foods do you most enjoy? And also, do you allow fan art? Sometimes my subscribers send me drawings of me, and it's so cute. I love it. So yeah, I do allow subscriber art. Is that a word? Now it's a word. Subscriber art. Fun fact, I love to draw. I never have the patience for it, I never do it, but when I do it, I will draw for hours. So I also get why it's fun to draw the people you see on the screen, on YouTube, or whatever you watch. I love Arabic food. I have Middle Eastern background, and growing up, I did eat a lot of Arabic food. It's delicious. I feel nostalgic every single time I eat Arabic food. It makes my heart happy, my stomach happy, and my taste buds happy. And number 2 on the list is salmon. I love salmon so much. Do you struggle with certain hormone imbalances conditions, such as low bone density because of the lack of estrogen, or do the male hormones make up for it? My answer is, I don't know. I don't think I have any bone issues, but how should I know? The trans doctors don't tell me anything. I've tried to talk to them about side effects before, and what they told me was, you're fine, just be Marcus. Believe it or not, but this is a woman who's been a gynecologist for over 30 years, and she thinks telling me just be Marcus is a smart medical advice. Right. And if you want to hear more about some of the side effects, I will leave a link down below to my series Female Health. What's it like being a trans man who dates men? How do gay men treat you? So I'm not dating, I have a boyfriend and we've been together for quite a while. But looking back on my experience when I was single, I can't think of anything to complain about. It's important to remember that I live in Denmark. The gay men on Grindr in Denmark don't know a lot about trans men. A lot of them haven't heard about them before. They have of course heard about trans women, so sometimes men would get confused about my situation because I named my profile trans, even trans man I think. But a lot of people in general actually, who don't know a lot about transgenderism, think that a trans man, a transgender man, is a biological male who identifies as trans. And it makes sense. I'm not a man with a trans experience, because a man with a trans experience would be a biological male. And if I'm being honest, I love how so many men here in my country don't know so much about transgenderism, even though that meant I would get so many inappropriate questions. But if you know me, or have watched me for a long time, you know that I don't get easily offended. I will never understand the people who get so easily offended when people ask them questions about their rare experience. Maybe it's because they're frauds. They're appropriating this rare experience. They don't actually deal with gender dysphoria. How did you come to accept that you're a female and a trans man? My boyfriend played a huge role in that. Before I met my boyfriend, I was used to being friends with girls. And I know this is gonna sound offensive, but it's the truth. There's a lot of dishonesty within female friendships. Oh, dump him. Oh, he's the asshole. You did nothing wrong. Even though she did something wrong. Oh, that new hairstyle looks so good on you. You look like shit, but I don't want to embarrass you. And in my situation, I think my female friends didn't want to hurt my feelings, saying that no matter what you do to yourself, you will always be a woman. My boyfriend is not only a man, he's also older than my female friends. He didn't grow up in this culture, in this generation where you have to be so politically correct all the time. Be careful about what you say, especially to LGBT people. When we started dating, we would have these long phone calls, and he would talk to me about my situation. And he didn't hesitate calling me a biological female, or saying that you can never change your biological sex. I already knew that to some degree, but because no one ever told me, no one in my life told me before, it was kind of a wake-up call. I know this sounds weird, but it felt like the truth cornered me. I was forced to face the truth, that I will never be a real man, even though it's something that my brain really hates, or wants me to hate.
Acknowledging the objective truth that I'm a biological woman or that I'm a woman with a medical condition has made my mental health better, believe it or not. It's kind of like reverse psychology. The more I say I'm a biological woman, I'm a woman, the more I feel like a man, and the other way around, the more I say I'm a real man, the less I feel it.
As much as it hurt when stating in videos I'm a woman, I quickly realized that no one died. No one was hurt. Even at the time, I did pass as a guy, and I could still live a great life. It's not dangerous. My brain maybe wants to tell me, don't do that, don't do that. Or my gender dysphoria rather, but it's not that big of a deal. What is a big deal is to live in fantasy land and lying to your surroundings, or demanding, asking people to lie to you and to themselves. That's not good. It's not healthy. It's not helpful in any way. And I would say it's impossible to improve your mental health as a transsexual if you refuse to acknowledge the truth. My mental health got so much better the minute I stopped lying to myself and others. That's it for today's video. I am so grateful for all of you. I appreciate all of your nice comments and messages. I can't respond to them all, but I hope you know that I love you. Remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.